Today, I want to talk about our cell phones and a way to use those that benefits us, and possibly some ways to not use them to benefit us. So let's talk about some tips for your phone after the intro. Welcome to my journey of self-discovery, life balance, career success, and business creation. This podcast works to answer the question of how successful professionals like us stop drifting and get focused on keeping our careers and businesses growing rapidly while having a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love. What we call the Third Power Life. And this is the Third Power Life Podcast. All right, so I am a technology geek, right? Unabashedly a techno guy. I've got a 3D printer right up here. I 3D print like these little round tuits and stuff. Got my little TARDIS right there. I'm a huge geek. Have been forever and ever and ever. And one of the things that I absolutely loved was the creation of the mobile phone. And, I have, the Samsung Fold where it's, it opens up into like a tablet kind of thing. And I spend a lot of time on my device, as does pretty much everyone now. One of the challenges that I have found is, how do we optimize this device to help us? And how do we put it down and not mess with it? Okay. So a couple of things I wanted to go over first. The first is one of a little hack that I use to help keep me in focus and help keep my mind going in the right direction. Okay. The first and simplest is my lock screen is, I am a commander, and it's, I live life on purpose. I hustle every day. I forge my legacy. I am on the quest, right? It's part of the round table and the quest program is having that wallpaper, right? Every time I pick up my phone to unlock it, that's what I'm looking at. It's like, I live my life on purpose, right? I keep my commander statement right there in front of me all the time. So that way I am less likely to drift. Still do sometimes, we're all human. I would love to tell you I am perfect, right? I'm not. I mean, as is pretty obvious, right? There's some improvements to make. Okay. Now the next is I don't remember where I first heard it. I heard it several years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Like most people, I have tons of apps on the phone, right? And one of the things is that I like to have a lot of my stuff on like the home screen, and I use groups. And I got this great idea to make your group names affirmations, right? So, all of my shopping and online shopping things is I am fortunate. That's the name of the group. It's I am fortunate. I am learning. That's my YouTube, my Audible, my Kindle, by reading apps and learning apps. I am wealthy. Those are my banking apps, right? I am productive. That's all of my productivity applications. I am healthy, right? And that's my Fitbit and my the tracker for my blood sugar and the Lose It app and all of that kind of thing. And I am connected. It's my social media, right? So it's use the groupings on your phone as little affirmations, because every time that I need to go check my checking accounts, I am wealthy. That's what I'm seeing. Every time I go to order something on Amazon, I am fortunate. I'm very fortunate, right? And so that little thing, it's helped keep the affirmations going. And it helps when, when I look at my phone, I am healthy. Oh boy, maybe I won't have that dessert, or that reminds me I need to go work out, or what have you, right? It's helping bringing that positive energy into your world every time you look at your device. And if you are like most Americans, we're looking at this device like every minute and a half or something. It's really crazy. Now, so those are a couple of little tips that I use on my phone. I also set the background image on my phone to be like, because the commander thing with all of the text gets really wordy for the icons, but I find that like this stylized logo for myself helps be a reminder for me as well. So you can, put your, like some people put their family photos on it, or, but make the background not just some pretty picture. Make it something that's going to help affirm the positive that you want in your world, right? Now, as for not using it quite so much, almost all phones have a way to track how much time that you are using it, right? And try to get that on your screen if possible, but check it. Look at how much am I using my device, and look at what apps are getting your time. My suggestion is find that in your phone. If you can get it displayed on your screen, do it, and look at where you're spending your time, where you're spending your data, and it will show you some interesting trends, right? So the big thing is try to put it down. There's a whole thing that Simon Sinek does that he says, if I'm standing here talking to you with this in your hand, it's sending this unconscious message that you are not the most important person. Does it feel weird me sitting here holding my phone while I'm talking to you, right? It feels weird for me, right? I don't even, I like to put it, I don't usually have it anywhere near here when I'm doing the podcast because I don't want my attention going there, right? I brought it out because that's what this episode's about. But for family dinners, right? You're not allowed to have your phone at the table, right? Mine goes on the counter away from the table, face down, right? So no light, no any type of thing. My boys know you don't pull your phone out at the table. You don't bring it to the table. So that's one thing. Family time needs to be family time, right? I'm very fortunate that my wife is very, very strict on we have meals together, and I'm very strict that we have meals together, and so that's what my boys know. It's dinner time. We're all coming. We're sitting down. We're eating together. We're looking at each other, right? Um, Lately, we've had the TV on, which has been a bit of an issue, but like I said, I'm not perfect. Um, but put the phone down whenever you're having a conversation with somebody. If you actually want to show real connection, put it away. Put it away where it's not visible. It's not like on the table, face down. If you're having in a restaurant, put it under the seat. Put it in your pocket. Put it in the seat next to you, not on the table. Okay, unless you're doing the one I do like where the phones stay on the table is everybody, and when you're having a group lunch, everybody puts their phones stacked up in the center of the table, face down. The first person that checks their messages has to pay. I like that one. So anyway, put it away. Let it go. Right. The other thing that I will say, I did a little episode on sleep the other day, talking about how long you sleep. One of the big things to be able to get to sleep is don't use the phone like between an hour and 30 minutes before you go to sleep. And, try not to, don't use your phone in bed, right? Please don't use your phone in bed. Put it away. Just, if you can live with it, charge it in another room, right? I don't do that. I will be honest. I have my charger. It's on the nightstand, reasonably close, in case I need it. But don't, if you're watching videos right before you go to bed, the light's going to is telling your brain it's not time to go to sleep, right? The other thing that I like to do, because I am not in a position where, like, there could be an emergency in the middle of the night, I put on do not disturb mode, and I have it scheduled from, I think it's 10 p.m. until 7 a.m., right? No text message sounds are coming through, no ring, calls are coming in, no system notifications, anything like that, right? That helps so much, because your unconscious is hearing the buzz or the ding of a message in the middle of the night, and you will not sleep as well. There was a period of time where I had to have it off, that time at work, we going through stuff where there could be a call at 2 a.m. where something was going wrong, right? And I can track it on my Fitbit. That period of 2 weeks, my scores were low. My sleep scores were lower because you were getting text, emails, all of that kind of stuff all the time. And just that little ding or bzz or whatever affects you. It really does. Okay. So those are a couple of tips that I had for optimizing the use of your phone. Make sure that your lock screen, your backgrounds are things that will inspire you and help keep your mind focused on your purpose and on the path forward. Take and put your apps into groups that are affirmations. I am wealthy. I am healthy, right? I am fortunate. I am productive. Those mantras will help keep you in a positive state of mind. Review your usage. Make sure that you're, where am I spending my time? And sometimes just going, I spent that many hours on Clash Royale. I could write a book in that amount of time, right? And then, make sure that you are practicing good mental hygiene with your phone. For interactions, put it down, put it away. Don't use it right before bed, and do not disturb times in the middle of the night so that you can actually sleep properly. Those little tips, hopefully, can help get your life a little bit closer to living at the third power. Till tomorrow, my friends. Thank you for listening to the Third Power Life podcast. Before you go, one quick question for you. Where are you on the path of life? Are you just drifting through your life? Are you fully in command somewhere in between? Well, you can find out where you are now by taking my new Commander Survey. It will tell you where you are on your growth journey and how to move yourself to the next level. You can find the link on the screen or in the show notes. Now, all I want to know now is, where do you stand?